Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and today I'm going to be starting a St. Patrick's themed weekend vlog. Joey, say hi friends. Say hi friends. You just want your bunny, don't you? So this is a very impromptu vlog decision, and the reason why I decided ultimately to do this vlog is because I'm currently reading My Lucky Charm by Courtney Walsh, and I'm really enjoying it, so I thought, why not vlog it? I feel like the last few times that I've tried to vlog, I haven't really been jiving with the books that I've been reading, so I wanted to vlog a good experience. So if you don't know who Courtney Walsh is, number one, you are sorely missing out. You definitely need to check her out, especially if you are looking for a great, clean romance author. She has been one of my absolute favorites. I originally read A Cross Country Christmas by her. Actually, let me just grab the books I've read by her. Okay, I have another book by her too, but I can't find it, so I don't know if I unhauled it accidentally or if it's just on a shelf somewhere that I don't know where it's at. But my first book by Courtney Walsh was A Cross Country Christmas. This was the cutest Christmas Hallmarky feel-good story that I have ever read. It is one of my favorite books of all time, but it has been closely rivaled by My Phony Valentine. I also read Merry Xmas by this author, but I don't have a copy of that. So I'll just pop it up on the screen just in case you're curious. And I really liked that one too. That was a 4-star, but this was a 5-star read. This was a 5-star read, and I'm hoping that this one will be too. So you may notice that both of these covers look very similar, and that is because this is kind of a sequel or companion novel to this one. So this story follows Poppy and Dallas. Poppy is a small town baker or a chef, and she ends up bumping into Dallas Burke, who is a famous hockey player, and he's a little bit grumpy too. Well, he's not really a grump, he just doesn't really have the best reputation, and so Poppy kind of gets to know the real Dallas, but they have this kind of like meet cute situation that happens, and they end up fake dating also. So if you like any of those tropes, definitely check this one out. This is a sports romance, but I fell in love with this so much more than I ever could have anticipated, even knowing how much I love Courtney Walsh's romances. So this is one of my new favorite romances of all time. And it might have beaten out A Cross Country Christmas. I'm really not sure. It's been a while since I've read that one. But I decided to pick up My Lucky Charm by Courtney Walsh. Shout out to my friend Caitlin for sending me this one. I have been really in a slumpy reading mood lately. And so she just knew that I needed a Courtney Walsh book, and it's the perfect time to read it because this is St. Patrick's Day weekend. This story follows Poppy's sister Eloise, and Eloise is gonna end up also having a hockey romance with the new guy on the team named Gray, and he is like the grumpiest of grumpy characters. I'm really excited to follow another sister. Let's see, it says a humiliating breakup leads to an impulsive New Year's kiss with a complete stranger. What could possibly go wrong? So that is their meet cute chance encounter. And then Eloise ends up being kind of like Gray's personal assistant, and it just kind of goes from there. I do want to say this. I am already 7 chapters in, 54 pages in, and I am obsessed with this book. Literally, this is one of those like has me smiling, laughing, squealing, kicking my feet type romances, and I'm obsessed. Courtney Walsh's books are like crack, okay? Like, but better. And I can't fathom how this woman pieces together sentences. Just the way that she weaves words and phrases together is so quirky and fun, and I just really enjoy reading her stories. And one thing I think I really like about her stories and about her romances is that you're not sitting here guessing about any of these characters' feelings or about who they are. You kind of get to know because she does dual point of view. So in this story, just like in My Phony Valentine, you get both characters, the male and female. So you get Eloise and Gray, and I love hearing their inner monologues, and I love hearing just what they're thinking, what's going through their heads, and getting to know who they are internally too. Because sometimes if you read a story with like a grump or with an enemies to lovers situation, sometimes it just makes you really mad. Sometimes there's like a lack of communication or miscommunication, and it's just really frustrating because you don't really know if you like people or not. And you know that you're probably going to end up liking them because it's a romance. But this one, you just know from the beginning. And I don't know. I'm just obsessed with that. Like her characters, I can't even talk. I'm just obsessed with everything that she does. So since I'm really enjoying this, I wanted to feature this in a vlog. And also just try to make this as St. Patrick's Day of a weekend as possible. So at some point this weekend, I'm hoping to watch, I think there's a new movie on Netflix with Lindsay Lohan. It may be called Irish Wish, but I'm not sure. I'm planning on trying to watch that at some point this weekend since it is new. It just came out today, I think, on the 15th. So I'm really hoping that that is a good one. I love seeing Lindsay Lohan back in the acting realm because I grew up with her. I loved her, especially in The Parent Trap. But I'm just really excited that she's back and doing well. And so I really want to watch that movie. And then I think me and my husband may go out to an Irish pub. There's a local one that I want to go to that I've never been to before. I think he's been, and the food sounds really good, and we've heard it's good. So I'm hoping to go get some like Irish food, or if anything, just like embrace the Irish ambiance. Not that they're probably, I mean, like American Irish, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be the same as being in Ireland, but I'm just gonna try to do all the things. I don't know that I will be doing anything else other than that, but I'm trying to make this as themed as possible. I don't have anything fun St. Patrick's Day going on in my area. I don't live in a big area that does any parades or anything like that, but I thought it would still be fun to take you along with me and just share my thoughts on this book. Along the way too, I may end up sharing some history and random facts about St. Patrick's Day. I spent probably an hour and a half at work today learning about this holiday because not that I haven't learned about it before, I'm sure I have, but I just didn't remember. And so I ended up writing down all this information to share with you throughout this vlog because I found it pretty interesting. So the intro is already pretty long. We're not going to talk about it right this second. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for some reading sprints. I'm going to be doing sprints tonight with Heather and Elise. And so I'm going to jump on sprints with them, read more of my Lucky Charm, and I will let you guys know what I think, keep you all updated, and share some facts and some like whatever random things I do this weekend with you all along the way. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this may be kind of like a weird recommendation, but I'm eating a sandwich and it's kind of a concoction that I made based on a sandwich I used to get at a cafe that used to be open in the town that I work in. It's not there anymore. So I've kind of made my own thing of it. So this is probably, Chovy, this is probably gonna sound weird, but I wanna tell you about it. So I just used these like honey wheat sandwich thins, and then I put honey Dijon mustard, a slice of mild cheddar cheese, and then some turkey and Honeycrisp apples on the sandwich. You can't really see it because it's not wanting to focus, but hold on, if I can hold it up. This is the sandwich that it's not going to focus on. But it's really, really good. If that sounds at all good to you. I know it sounds weird to put like apples with stuff like that, but it's really, really good. So this is my sandwich food recommendation that has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. It's just what I'm eating for dinner. So I thought I would share. We're here for a check-in and some random St. Patrick's Day themed facts. So first check-in is that I did not really check in during sprints because I just wanted to read. So I ended up reading about 70 pages tonight. I made it to chapter 14 and I'm still absolutely loving this book. So I've read like this much. It is so cute, so good. I just love the characters. I just get really immersed in, I guess I can't say this world because it's like our world. It's set in Chicago, and I don't know, I just love the characters that I follow and like where I'm at. I don't know, I get so sucked in. But one really cool thing is I was going to share with you guys some history and facts about St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that. And this actually told one of the facts, so I thought I would go ahead and share it. So this does take place in Chicago,
And one of the facts that I wrote down, some of you may know because I feel like it's kind of broadcast a little bit when it happens. But just in case anybody did not know, Chicago actually dyes their river green for St. Patrick's Day. It started in 1962 when city pollution control workers were using the dyes to trace illegal sewage discharges. And they realized that the green dye might provide a unique way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So it was originally used for tracing illegal sewage discharges, but they ended up thinking, oh, this would be a great idea for St. Patrick's Day. So that year they released 100 pounds of green vegetable dye into the river, enough to keep it green for a whole week. Can you imagine? But today, in order to minimize environmental damage, only 40 pounds of dye are used, and the river only turns green for several hours, which I still feel like it says in order to minimize environmental damage. So, like, you're still kind of damaging the environment, I guess, by dyeing the river green. But anyway, since we are set in Chicago, and that was a fact that even got brought up in this book, I thought I would go ahead and share that. But absolutely loving it. I don't have like a ton to say about it. I am curious. I guess one thing is that Gray has a secret, and I have theories on what that secret is. And so I'm just like excited to find out what that is. I'm wondering if that's like going to be kind of a twist in the book. I love Eloise's character. I feel like I'm really relating with her. She's very chatty, and I love that. I love the banter between her and Gray, but I think I'm relating a lot with her on that she's really chatty. She's also somebody who is not really like her sisters are really career driven, but she's more like just wants to live a simple life, and I relate with that a lot. There is a career that I'm passionate about, and that's librarianship. However, I wouldn't really say I'm career driven in everything in my life. I'm not like money driven or career driven or anything like that. I'm more just like pretty easy to please. Like, I want to live a comfortable life, but that is something that I feel like I really relate with. And then also she just like wants people to like her. And I feel like everybody can relate with that to an extent. Like, you just want people to like you. You just, and not in like a bad way, but we all get that kind of imposter syndrome or like self-consciousness. And we just like want people to like us. And she feels that a lot. Like, she just wants to be herself and be liked, And so, I don't know. I just am really relating with her. And I'm really liking both characters, and obviously the side characters, we're getting to see some of the characters from the original book, so that's fun. There's a bug flying around I need to kill. I don't know if you guys like ever get those bugs in your house or if you see them, but it's those ones that look like giant mosquitoes, but they're like really big bugs with really long legs that fly, and I hate those. They get in our house like more often than I would like to think. Just every time we open the door, it seems like one comes in. So I'm going to go kill that. But that's my update on the book and your fun fact. I will come back later to share some more. And yeah, we'll see y'all then.
I have quite a bit of an update because I didn't update you guys on Saturday. So I have quite a bit of reading to update you on. It is St. Patrick's Day today, so I am wearing my green. I'm going to go on a date night tonight with my hubby. We're going to go to this restaurant called Mulligan's. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to get an Irish dish because we're going to kind of go early, so we may not get like the full menu because I'm assuming it's probably going to be crowded tonight since it's St. Patrick's Day. It's a weeknight. Well, it's a weekend night. It's a Sunday night. And people may be going out to celebrate. So I just don't want to get caught in a crowd and not be able to get in. So we're going to go early. But first, let me give you an update. I think the last clip, or one of the last clips that you would have seen, was me doing some Bible time. So I just decided to finally bite the bullet and get Faith from How to Faith a Life's
Grace Bible Reading Plan, I think is what it's called. So she does charge for it, which I don't love that, but I've been really interested in it because there are 90 grace days incorporated in. So if you want to read the Bible in a year and you start at the beginning of the year, then you'll have 90 grace days by the end of the year. Well, your girl over here did not start at the beginning of the year, so I will not have the full 90 grace days, but I am interested in how she incorporates that. She was having a 50% off sale this weekend, which is what prompted me to get it, because it also comes with daily videos. There's like 298 videos, I'm pretty sure, for the daily Bible reading. And so I really wanted that just to add something extra to my Bible study. So I started that yesterday and I read through Genesis 1 through 2 and Acts 1. And then today I read through Genesis 3 through 4 and Acts 2. So the way that she's combining those is in a thematic way. There are some ways you can combine chronologically, and then there are ways you can combine thematically. So at the beginning of Genesis, you have the beginning of everything, and the beginning of Acts, you have the beginning of the church following the resurrection of Jesus. And so that is a really cool way to kind of combine those. So I've been enjoying that. So I started that. And then I also have been reading In Love Walked Among Us by Paul E. Miller. This is the Revive Book Club pick for this month. I've really been enjoying this. It has slowed down for me a little bit at the halfway point. I wasn't just as excited about some of the things that he was saying in the stories he was telling in those parts. But overall, I feel like this is probably going to end up being a solid 4-star read. So I'm really enjoying that. I am on chapter 15, page 161, and I'm pretty close to being done. So you guys are getting an update on all of my reading, because one of the rare moments where I'm reading multiple books, I happen to be vlogging, and so I'm going to share that. I'm also reading this adorable story. This is called Little Lord Fauntleroy by Frances Hodgson Burnett. She wrote The Secret Garden, and that is one of my favorite books of all time. It is my favorite classic, so I really wanted to read more of her books, and this one I saw when I was on my trip with Gwen and Gabby, and I just could not resist this adorable little cover. And then the quote on the back, if you need anything to pique your interest, says, "It was really a very simple thing after all. It was only that he had lived near a kind and gentle heart, and had been taught to think kind thoughts always, and to care for others. It is a very little thing perhaps, but it is the best thing of all." So this is a story about Little Lord Fauntleroy. His name is Cedric, and he is the heir to be a duke, essentially, at some point. So his father is from England, and his father is one of 3 brothers. And his grandfather, Cedric's grandfather, his dad's dad, is the Duke of this place. I can't remember the name. I think it starts with a C, but he's the Duke. So Cedric's father, he went to America. He became a soldier, went to America, and fell in love with an American. His dad kind of disowns him after that and says, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. You're not going to inherit the throne. He was the youngest son anyway, so it would have taken deaths for him to even inherit it. And so he just kind of cuts ties. He's like, we don't like America. We don't like Americans. So Cedric is born, raised in America until he's 7 years old. His father passes away. It's a few years before then, but his father's passed away. And then comes to find out his father's older 2 brothers also passed away. So now there is a man, Mr. Havisham. He is the lawyer for the Duke, who is Cedric's grandfather. And he comes to tell Cedric that he is going to be the next Earl, because he's next in line. So Cedric is a very, very sweet character. As a 7-year-old boy, he knows a lot more than most 7-year-old boys would know. He's not ignorant. He is childish and childlike in ways of being a child, but he knows a lot of things, and he knows kindness best of all. The way that this little boy sees other people and loves people above himself is just the most heartwarming thing that I've ever read. So this is definitely at least going to get a 4-star from me. It is so, so cute. I am a little over halfway, or maybe halfway. I'm on page 124, but this has like very large font, and it's really, really cute. So recommend that if you like Frances Hodgson Burnett and The Secret Garden. But the update that you're probably all waiting for is My Lucky Charm by Courtney Walsh. So I didn't read any of this yesterday because I wanted to get caught up on some other reading, and then I did that Bible study, and that kind of took me a while, because whenever I start a new book in the Bible, I like to pick up commentaries and other text on the book in the Bible when I start it, so I know what context I'm reading from, who the author is, who the book was written to, and all that stuff, because it helps give me a better understanding of what I'm reading and how I should interpret things. So that takes a while. So I didn't read this yesterday, but I have read a little bit more of it today and plan to read some more. This vlog is probably going to go past
St. Patrick's Day because tomorrow Jessie from Reading with Jess is going to have me, Hannah, Caitlin, and Gwen on her channel for some St. Patrick's Day reading sprints, and I'm gonna like deck myself all out for that. So I'll probably still be reading this then, but I'm on chapter 18, page 162. I'm about halfway through, and I'm still just loving this so much. I'm just saying, if you have never picked up a Courtney Walsh book, please do. Please just try. Like, it would make my whole world if you just tried, because her books are so warm and fuzzy and so good. And if you just need a story that is not going to break your heart, you're not going to want like a third act breakup, you're not going to want a lot of drama. If you just want a good wholesome story with themes of grace and forgiveness and second chances with laugh out loud moments, like, just, I'm not even done with the book, I'm going to say the same thing at the end probably, but just pick up something by Courtney Walsh. It's so good. I just love, I'm really relating with Eloise's character. So she is very like, I don't know, like not super confident in herself, but she also like has this wanting to prove herself type deal. She's like the youngest of 3 sisters, and she's kind of used to like not being able to have a word in, people telling her what to do, but she's also that personality that's like really vibrant and outgoing and chatty and like more childlike, I guess, because she is the younger child. But I love her. I relate with her so much. There's been so many moments in here where I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. And I'm just like, what in the world? Just some of the thoughts that she's had. I'm even kind of relating with the male love interest. I mean, I don't even know. And there was just a scene. Okay, there was just a scene that was, it's like the perfect movie scene. Like, the second kiss that they have, if you know, you know, like just the whole scene, I was like, oh, I would watch this. But yeah, I can't say enough good things. I'm still enjoying it. So those are like all the things that I am reading right now. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should update you all on, but I've just kind of been chilling, hanging out. Like I said, gonna go to the Irish pub called Mulligan's tonight. Have I been to an Irish pub? No, I've never been. I don't think so. If I have, I don't remember. It wasn't a memorable experience. So like I said, I may get something Irish. More likely, I probably will not, because I think after 5 p.m. is when I have the opportunity to get shepherd's pie, which I have never had before. I could make my own. I could have made something Irish in this video, but did I? No, because I'm lazy. But I almost forgot. I do need to share. Where are my random Irish facts? I need to share it. It's St. Patrick's Day. I got to tell you. Okay, we're gonna turn this a little bit so you can see Jovi, just in case you don't care about the random facts and you just wanna see her cute face. Also, my face is gonna be affected by the sun, but that's fine. Okay, so since it's St. Patrick's Day, just in case like you didn't know where this holiday came from, I mean, obviously it came from Ireland, but in case you were wondering, St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland, but he was actually born in Britain. Did you know that? Maybe you did. His feast day is celebrated on March 17th. So today, probably not today when you're watching this. Well, no, it's not because the vlog's not up yet, but the 17th. And St. Patrick is credited with bringing Christianity to Ireland. At the age of 16, St. Patrick was sold into slavery, where he worked as a shepherd for 6 years, and that was in Ireland. But eventually, he ran back to Britain, only to return to Ireland many years later as a Christian missionary. So in case you didn't know, because nowadays, St. Patrick's Day has become a more like, let's go drink some Guinness secular holiday type deal. It actually has roots in Christianity, which I absolutely love. St. Patrick is credited with basically saving Ireland at that time. It's also widely believed that St. Patrick stood on a rock and banished snakes from Ireland and into the sea. But historians have debunked that claim. They say that there's no proof that there were ever any snakes in Ireland, as there is no record of snake fossils anywhere. But if you ever see anything Irish with the little snake on it, that is where that comes from. So like I said, traditionally St. Patrick's Day was a religious holiday, but it became a more secular celebration of Irish culture when pubs started opening their doors on this day in the 1970s. Then in 1955, the Irish government began a national campaign to use interest in St. Patrick's Day to drive tourism and showcase Ireland and Irish culture to the rest of the world. Now, you may know that there are typically lots of St. Patrick's Day parades. Chicago has a big one. I think Boston has a big one. My friend that lives in Jackson, Mississippi said they have a big one. I have another friend that lives in Roanoke, Virginia. They have one. So there are traditionally parades and festivals around. And the funny thing about that is most people would say, oh, well, that comes from Dublin because Dublin has this really famous St. Patrick's Day festival. But the tradition of St. Patrick's Day parades actually began in America, and it predates the founding of the United States. Records show that a St. Patrick's Day parade was held on March 17th, 1601, in a Spanish colony in what is now St. Augustine, Florida. So that is where the first one was held. I think it was like an Irish vicar that held that one. So very, very fun. But I'm going to save some of these for later. When we go eat, I'll talk a little bit more about St. Patrick's traditional food and other fun things. So hopefully you're enjoying the fun facts, but I'm going to go. I'm kind of ready to go. I'm just kind of waiting on my hubby to get here and figure out what time we're going to leave. But I'm going to go read some more until that time, and I will check in with y'all later. Okay, I just ate at Mulligan's for the first time, and I don't know what came over me, what possessed me to think that I mean, it was a good thing. It ended up being good. I do not like cabbage. Like, I have never liked cabbage, and yet here we are, and I decided to try the corned beef and cabbage because I was thinking, like, oh, it's gonna come separate, you know. So it comes with, it's corned beef and cabbage, and it comes with like mashed potatoes and bread. So I was like, oh, I'll just eat the beef, the mashed potatoes and bread, and the beef, mashed potatoes and bread. Well, it came, as you saw, together. And I wish so badly that I would have thought to tell Will to video me trying it for the first time. I've had cabbage before as a child and as an adult, and I didn't like it at all. And I hate the smell of it cooking. But tell me why. Maybe it's because I prayed before I ate. And I was like, Lord, please. But I actually really enjoyed that. And now is a great time to tell you something. So in case you didn't know this, most Americans or Irish Americans celebrate St. Patrick's Day by eating corned beef and cabbage. However, that is not traditional St. Patrick's Day food in Ireland. In Ireland, they actually eat Irish beef or lamb stews. Colcannon, I think is how it's pronounced, which is butter mashed potatoes with cabbage folded through. Irish soda bread, which you may have had soda bread in the States, but it's probably not the same as Irish soda bread because we put like raisins and caraway seeds in it, and they don't do that in Ireland. So look up traditional Irish. And obviously everybody has a Guinness, unless you're me and you don't drink. So I don't have that, but those are like the traditional ones. But corned beef and cabbage was an American innovation, like I said. While ham and cabbage were eaten in Ireland, corned beef offered a cheaper substitute for impoverished immigrants. Irish Americans living in the slums of Lower Manhattan in the late 19th century and early 20th purchased leftover corned beef from ships returning from the tea trade in China. The Irish would boil the beef 3 times, the last time with cabbage to remove some of the brine. So there's your history lesson about Irish traditional foods. So it's still okay if you want to eat corned beef and cabbage because it's still like an Irish American tradition, but in Ireland, it's different. I haven't read any more of this yet, but y'all had to see the outfit. I am currently on reading sprints with Jess, and I am so excited. I would never wear this out in public. Maybe this, but like I mixed together
blue and gold eyeshadow to make this green, and I'm just so happy about it. So I had to just share, and then I have my I wish I had more time to read shirt on. But I'm really here to show y'all this wonderful book that my husband got me today. So this was supposed to be a Christmas present for next year, but it came really early, unexpectedly, and so I got it today, and that is the Lit Joy Crate Special Edition of Coraline. So I'm going to turn you guys around so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, I feel like this is still not even going to do it justice, but it's very shimmery. And then the spine looks like this. The back looks like this. This is seriously like one of my most beautiful books that I own. Look at that. Look at the little button. Oh my goodness. Sprayed stenciled edges. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Okay. Then I've got my little card that says it's a Lit Joy Crate. Look at the freaking end pages. They are so, like, this is like, you know, the wall before she goes, when she finds it bricked up. But then this is the one where it's open. Look at the mice. Oh my gosh. And it's illustrated. It's not signed, unfortunately. We didn't get that copy. But it does have illustrations. So here's one at the end, which is not really spoilery, but I feel like most people generally know the story of Coraline. I do want to show you all the big illustrations, though. Be prepared, because this image of the other mother that I'm about to show you is the most horrifying image that I have seen of her depicted yet. So it should be coming up. Oh, okay. Well, apparently we're going to go to this one first. So before we get to the other mother, look at how beautiful that is. Wow. Like, oh my gosh. I'm just like so excited to have this. Okay, here we go. Look at her. And there's the cat on her. Oh my gosh. I literally cannot even. Ah, it's so pretty. So I just had to share that. It's not really relative to anything, but I had to share that. We're going into the kitchen now because I'm going to share with y'all some other things too. Sorry for the lighting, but I also got this little necklace today. It is the New Morning Mercies necklace from the Daily Grace Company. And I also got a new mug, which I'm so obsessed with. It says, where does it say it? It blends in. It says, I don't know if I can, there we go. It says Delight on it, and it has little flowers, and I just love it. I just feel like it fits with like this new season of life I'm in. So anyways, we are gonna go back to the living room where there's better lighting, and I will update you all when I have more thoughts on the book. But I'm just still loving it so much. So I will try to read some more, but this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, I just got to a part in this book where there's like a trope that just came up, and it wasn't super surprising to me. Like, it's definitely meant to be a twist, but I kind of saw it coming. I didn't see exactly a specific like trait of the thing coming, but I don't hate it. This is actually a trope that I have really loved in books, and so I'm really excited to see where it goes. I was about to go to bed before updating, but I think I'm going to go ahead and close out the vlog because I just finished my Lucky Charm. And I love these characters. I love these stories. I love this series. I feel like these are real people. It is 12:30 a.m. on a weeknight. I have work tomorrow, and I stayed up to finish this book. Mostly because I took a 3-hour nap when I got home, but that's besides the point. I'm obsessed. Like, I could read this book so slow for like the longest time and just be in this world and be completely happy, but I also have that like itching to want to finish it. So obviously I finished it, and it's 5 stars. Like, there's no question about it. There has never been a question since I started it that it was going to be a 5-star book, a 5-star read. I'm obsessed with the series, and like, this is probably my favorite thing that Courtney Walsh has written is the series, and it makes me want to reread Across Country Christmas because that was my first by her and my favorite, and it was a 5-star. But this rom-com series is where it's at. I love the fluff. I love that it's just fun. There's not, like, there are hard topics, but they're not dealt with, like, they're pretty easygoing, and that's what I want. Like, I just really enjoy this, and again, I feel like these characters are so real. I love getting to revisit Poppy and Dallas from the first book, and then getting to spend more time with their family and like their dad, which I think I mentioned. Well, I didn't vlog the first book, but so this is like sister number 2 of 3 sisters, and they have a family. So like they have a mom and dad, and their dad is deaf, and so they sign a lot, and I love that element, and I love like Gray getting implemented into this. And then there's like another little twist that happens in this book, and a trope that comes into play that I absolutely love. And there's another character that comes into play that I absolutely adore, and I just can't say enough good things. I could nitpick if I wanted to, but it's still going to be a 5-star. The only thing I would nitpick is there is a moment, like one chapter that the main character has with his dad. And I feel like that could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but I want the happy, and I know that's what she writes these for. And so like, I'm okay with that not being fleshed out, even though I know in real life it probably would have been a little bit more to that. And then also this is pitched as a St. Patrick's Day book, and it was very much like not like I could have read this anytime. They do talk about like My Lucky Charm. They do eat Lucky Charms, and there is mention of things that happen in Chicago around St. Patrick's Day. And at the very end, they talk about that. But I could have read this any time of the year. It wasn't as saturated in the holiday as much as I feel like My Funny Valentine was, but it was still well worth the read and so good. So if you're seeing this after St. Patrick's Day, please pick this up. But pick My Phony Valentine up first. I think you could read that any time of year too, but it is really perfect for Valentine's. But I think that's because it's a season of love and it's a romance. But out of the two, I would still say that My Phony Valentine is still my favorite. They are both 5 stars, but there was just something about My Phony Valentine in that story. I will always remember the very beginning, the meet cute, and the very end. I will always remember that, and there's just like such a special place in my heart for that book. And the male love interest in that book is my favorite of the 2 that we have been given so far. But Eloise and I could be like, not twins, but like I relate with her so much. We're not the same person, obviously. There are things that we don't have in common. The way that she's very like blunt and open with Gray, the way she handles Gray. She's also really funny. I don't feel like I'm that funny, but like there's things like that I don't relate with. But the fact that she wears her heart on her sleeve, the fact that she cares so deeply, she puts herself out there knowing that she could potentially get hurt, and has been hurt. The fact that she is a great gift giver, the fact that she is someone who's not super career driven, but someone who just wants a simple life and wants like simple things. And she's very chatty and all the things I've probably already mentioned in the vlog, but there's just so much about her that I relate with, and I just love that about her. And she doesn't like try hard. Like her outfit on the cover is very much like how she prefers to be. She doesn't try hard to get ready. She doesn't do a lot. And I'm the same way. Like I don't wear a ton of makeup. I don't do a lot of things. I'm not like primpy type girl, you know. And I love that. I just love it. And there's so many more things I could say, but I wanted to share my initial thoughts and feelings and gush about this book and the series, and tell you that if you have not tried Courtney Walsh's books and you love a good rom-com and a little bit of cheese and hilarious moments, but also really sweet moments, if you want to highlight a book up, please pick up this series. Pick up My Funny Valentine, pick up My Lucky Charm, pick up Courtney Walsh. Do yourself a favor and do that. But I'm just so glad that I have vlogged a book that I am giving 5 stars. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, go to bed. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for being here and watching this and enjoying this with me. I hope that this has inspired you to pick it up if you haven't already. If you've made it this far, leave a shamrock emoji down below. By the way, shamrock is 3 stars. I stopped giving facts, but I do still have some, and a shamrock is three stars. A shamrock is a 3-leaf clover, not a 4-leaf clover. Also, another fun fact, here we go. I'm like closing the vlog and I'm like, fun facts. I can't remember what all the different things for a 4-leaf clover means, but I know that St. Patrick, supposedly, it's rumored that he used the 3-leaf clover or the shamrock to explain the Trinity in Christianity. So I think that's pretty cool. If you'll leave the shamrock emoji for me down below, that would be much appreciated. I think there's 2 different ones. Is there a 3-leaf and a 4-leaf? If you leave a 4-leaf, that's fine, because it's called My Lucky Charm, and those are like supposed to be lucky. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.